Let's see. Okay, so I think you guys can hear me now. Let me see if I can put this back on because this is a better microphone. I wonder why it doesn't want to work. Hello? Is it back in now? Let me see. I'm listening on, ignore. Oops. I'm just checking everything on here. So sorry. Give me just a few minutes. Actually, I don't even have my comments on. Comments. Okay, so it looks like I'm trying to hear on my audio here, but if you guys commenting, let me just pause this. The last comment I'm seeing right now live is from LG and it says yes. So, do you guys hear me normally right now? Yes. And Cheryl, everything sounds good, like audio's coming in loud and clear? Nothing sounds fuzzy on your end? Just checking because my headphones sound a little fuzzy and I don't know if that could just be the headphones. So I just want to check. But if you guys say you can hear, you know what? I think what you can hear is the computer kind of like being funny. So you guys are all saying yes. I'm assuming you can hear me is the yes. And everything sounds fine. So no fuzzies then? No fuzzy, it sounds normal? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and while I'm waiting for you guys to chat, looks like you guys are hearing everything fine. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do my whole intro again. Pretend you heard me the first time. So let me get a little bit of water before I do that again. So hello and welcome everyone to this live stream of my 2020 planner setup. I'm your host, Miss Trenchcoat, also known as Alexis, all across the internet. Switch that, you know what I'm talking about. I'm so excited to have you guys join me here live for my planner setup because this is the video of the year is what I would say. This is the video that I think everyone waits for. I think it's one of my most popular videos every year is my New Year's planner setup. And so now that we have this wonderful live setup here, I'm so excited to be able to do this with you guys live. Now, of course, we don't need to spend hours and hours doing this today. I want to keep this video as streamlined as possible. I'm hoping we can get done in under an hour, but I am going to be walking you through my whole planner setup today because I did set it up ahead of time because I figured, you know what, if we do everything from start to finish, it's going to take forever. And I'm sure most of you just want to see like the basic setup anyway. But then I also have some other goodies I want to show you, and we're actually going to get into the planner, like crack it open and start doing some planning and setting things up that I like to set up before the new year begins, right? Before I actually start putting, we'll say like real plans in there, I like to have certain information in there ahead of time and have things sort of organized out. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So today's video is definitely a little bit of show and tell and a little bit of us setting planners up together. So I hope each of you have your planners as well and some goodies. If I show you guys the overhead of my desk, I think you might be able to see. I've got like some washi tape here because I'm thinking we might use some washi tape with the setup. Good old fashioned Starbucks card here for doing the washi cutting. And obviously I have my planner off to the side. You guys don't need to see that yet, but I also have access to like pens and stuff, I'm sure. I mean, I always have pens around. So we are going to have some fun. Oh, I've got some stickers and stuff to show you. And I've got a freebie as well for those of you who are here with me. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think this is going to be awesome. And I would love to know from you guys who are here live with me right now. First of all, if you guys could take a moment and give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And if you would care to share this, if you want to put it in any Facebook groups or on your Facebook page or tweet it out or take a screenshot or something for Instagram and share this, I would absolutely love it if you guys would share this because, like I said, this is like one of the best videos I think everyone waits for every year in the planner community is, to see everyone's, each individual person's setup for the new year. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun today, and definitely the more the merrier. And of course, I have to say, because we are live, there may be interruptions, aka my fur children may come down and bother me. Like, they are sort of kind of doing their own thing right now. But if you can hear right now the pitter patter of little claws on hardwood floors, Starbucks just decided to come downstairs. So usually they're pretty good about understanding that when I'm talking to the computer, mommy's not just talking to herself, she's doing her work. And so they do tend to leave me alone, but you never know. They are animals. They may bark. It happens. Those of you with children and pets totally understand me with this. So I know I don't have to explain myself, but I just like to mention that because sometimes people in the replay too get a little annoyed by the barking and stuff, and I can't do very much about it. I may actually end up, depending on how this video goes, I may actually do a cut of it, like an edit of it, that might just be the planner walkthrough, just to have maybe something a little bit more succinct for people in the future. But you guys don't care about that because you came to see everything live, and came for the fun. And oh, by the way, did you guys see that? I mean, you guys must know this at this point, that it is Friday the 13th. That dawned upon me in the afternoon today. So I think this is fun. We're having a little Friday the 13th party. You guys know some of you may know, I'm a fan of the number 13 because my birthday is on the 13th. Okay. Is that everything I need to talk about right now? I'm probably going to throw things in randomly, but I would, like I said, as you guys come in, since we are live, I would love it if you guys could introduce yourself, let us know a handle where we could follow you on Instagram or whatnot, and let us know what planner you are in today. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my planner overview because I know that's the thing that you guys are here for. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay, I'm just going to go to the overhead and then we're going to pull it in. So you guys, we have a few more minutes. If anyone would like to make a guess on what you think the planner is set up that I'm going to show you is, feel free. Feel free to leave it in the comments in the live chat. And I've got a coffee here. I just was full earlier. I just totally had to slurp this down because, no joke, an hour from now is pretty much my bedtime. So I am up quite late in full hair and makeup and fully dressed to do this. But I'm so excited that we're having the opportunity to do this live. So anyone have any guesses before we go? Because I'm just going to pull it out. If you guys want to guess what planner I'm going to be using, what setup I'm using for the new year, we'll drum roll. Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to surprise people. Maybe some of you already kind of called this earlier on, but it did take me a very long time to figure out what planner, binding I was going to use, what size planner I wanted to use for 2020. And I ultimately decided on this A5 black faux croc. Oh, Kiki K. You see, look, I still have the plastic on here actually on the back. I didn't even realize that. Okay, because this is one of the planners that Kiki K sent me earlier in the fall. And you know what? I just love the mock croc so much. And I just felt like it was so me and that I could do so much with it. And ultimately, for those of you who saw the video where I was legitimately not sure what planner I was going to use, you guys may remember, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the A5 or if I wanted to stick to personal. And some of you had left me some really helpful messages. So thank you very much. Basically saying, go with the A5 because then you have the room if you need it. You know what I mean? And ultimately, I'm not someone who really needs to worry about the size of my planner because my planner usually stays here at home on my desk. And although I do like the convenience of having a smaller planner, right? Because it's cuter and it's a little bit more portable. This A5 really gives me the ability to basically use everything I need, have everything I need in one place. And if you guys can see, this is I'm not going to say it's stuffed. It's stuffed, okay? It's stuffed. This planner is stuffed. So again, this is the Kiki K mock croc in black. This is the binder I'm using. And if you guys remember, it is a 6-ring, a Filofax 6-ring style. And it is zip around, which I really like that everything is kind of compact. It's all in one thing. It's I don't have to worry about things falling out. I just think it's I just think it's all like contained. That's what I mean. So, okay, let's open it up. Here we go. So this is the planner setup. Let me see if I can get this. It stays mostly flat. It's just this guy's going to pop up because there's nothing here. So you guys, if you've seen KKK planners, you know that they always have a lot of really good storage. The thing is with this planner, to be honest with you, and some of their other time planners that are similar size, you know, these pockets they're definitely usable. The zipper is definitely usable. Like there is room there to use it. But for the most part, you know, the most I would use is to throw something back here and these little pockets, right? So I'm keeping my pockets very minimal and very much on my aesthetic this year. You guys may remember these iPhone sticky notes happen to be like a favorite of mine. I bought them years ago. Like literally these are from like 2014 I think from Walmart. I could be wrong. These were from Walmart though, I think. And I have tons of them. So I have not run out of them yet. I also have a little thing of just the white plain sticky notes. You guys may remember if you saw my setup for the personal size from the fall. I really keep this dashboardy area quite minimal. And I have a couple of little just like, you know, pretty paper clips, just more for decor than actual usability. Okay, now let's get into the planner. You guys always know, right? And I was clear about this last time. I'm absolutely going to be using my Term Life Master Planner. So I am using my A5 Master Planner in this right now. And as you can see, I actually do have the full year of inserts in here, which is awesome. Plus, I have something else I want to show you in the back here as well. So I have not just my planner in here, I have something else as well. So we'll get to that when the time comes. But the cover here, you can see like I made myself a little dashboard with this like Dalmatian print stationery paper that I got from probably I think it was Michael's. Yeah, probably Michael's. It was just something I had. So I wanted to keep with this whole like kind of like black, white, chic, minimal. It goes, right? I think it looks good. Let me know if you guys like the Dalmatian, but I'm really into it because I like animal print, clearly, right? But I like it to be, I don't know, nice and clean. So I like the black and white. So that is like the dashboard here. Then when I get into the planner here, you guys can see the Term Life Master Planner has like this planner belongs to sort of a page. Let's actually go ahead and skip through the front of this. It's not really necessary. Oh wait, what did I do? Did I put this on the wrong? Oh my goodness. Oh no, there we go. So the front of the planner, you guys know, has worksheets in it. So we'll just work through there. Then we have a calendar, the 2020 calendar, like month on 2 pages. And I hope you guys can see this. Let me see if I can pull up the camera settings just to make sure we're seeing everything well. No, there we go. That's what we need to see. And let me see. And okay. Okay. So I think you guys can see that pretty well, right? So you guys can see that I'm using my one webcam so that we have the overhead view like this. So I think you guys can see it. Okay. Also, something you're going to notice as we go through this is I do have my planner tabs already put on. So this is what I meant by like I had to set it up ahead of time because this would have taken me forever to do all of the inserts for the print on demand and do the label stickers tabs. For those of you who are not familiar, these are tabs that you can purchase in my shop, and I do have links in the description of this video for everything that I have in this setup. So if you're interested in the Charmed Life Master Planner, there is a link down below where you can purchase the print on demand version. That actually also has there's also a bundle that's called the starter kit bundle that has the tabs bundled in. But I also listed for you guys the tabs because I know those are really popular. And for me, when I do my planner setups, you know, I used to use dividers and I used to love creating my own dividers for like the 6-ring planners. But I just found that like dividers ended up always taking up a lot of space in the planner. Like you couldn't fit as many inserts in if you had, you know, a bunch of dividers in the planner. So for me, my solution was to create these print on demand tabs, right? So these are printable tabs that I have like a file that I can customize and print them out on sticker paper and then cut them out and then put them on the planner, so it doesn't take up any room, right? So I have all the dividers I need, but I don't have anything, taking up valuable real estate inside of the planner, if that makes sense, right? So let me see. I know I've got some questions in here. I'm so sorry. And welcome to everyone who's popped in. Oh, do you have it cut open or do you have loose unbound option? Yeah, so Susie, the planner has an option for the print on demand bundle, which is down below in the description box. So the Charmed Life Master Planner comes in 3 sizes. This is the A5 size, and the bundle, which is how it's sold as a PDF bundle of print on demand inserts, comes in the A5. There's a full letter, and then there's a personal size, and they each have just a unique weekly view. The weekly view is really the only thing that's different among all of the 3 planners. So as you can see here, obviously I'm doing, these are the loose print on demand version. So next thing in here you can see is the yearly tracker, which I love. You guys know, love the trackers, and the yearly overviews. So we're going to get into these. This is one of the spreads that we're going to go ahead in and mess with in a little bit. We'll tinker with a little bit. Then the yearly overview is like a year on 4 pages, sort of, what would you call that? Like a perpetual calendar? I wonder, you guys can see a little better like that, right? Okay. Oh, and you know what? Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, something else I want to tell you guys. I want to get down to my inserts, the comments though. Put tabs on flags so I can easily move them. Awesome. And okay, cool. So something else I want to point out about this while we're here is that something I did with this planner that I did with the personal size as well is all of these inserts, I cut a slit in the holes so that I could easily take the pages out to write on them. So, although I consider the personal the flexibility of the 6 ring system, because you can open the rings and close them and it makes it really easy to add and remove pages. I still find that it's a little bit easier for me if I don't have to fuddle with the actual rings and I just leave it closed. And then I have the ability to take things out if I need to. So all of my inserts have been slit, I cut a slit in all of the holes when I went in and punched them all so that I could easily remove them. Okay, so after the month on 2 pages, we get to the monthly tasks and the monthly tracker. I've been getting a lot of questions about the monthly tracker on the master planner. It is different than the tracker was last year. Let me see if I can do a new autofocus. Is that okay? If I leave autofocus on, I feel like it always cuts in and out. So let's see. I've been getting a lot of questions, like I said, on the monthly tracker because it is different than last year and previous years. But this one is like a blank chart that you can actually use a couple of different ways to either use it to track tasks or to track expenses, or how I use it is I use it as a money manifestation log. So I log in all of the income that I make every day. And that's just something that I like to do to help me manifest more money. If you guys saw the money manifestation class, you guys are all good on all that. So this is the tracker in all of the planners now moving forward have this nice blank design that's more like a chart that you can customize. And I know for a fact that each of you guys are going to come up with better ideas than me for how to even use this. And that's what I love about this design is that it's so much simpler now. You can really do a lot more with it than the habit tracker that was in there previously, or the expense tracker that was there a few years ago. Then we get to the weekly layout here, and I do have my little page marker here. It's just a clear dividery page marker. I've had these for years and years and years. And this is the week on 2 pages, and this is the layout that you get with the A5, obviously. And yeah, as you can see, that's the planner, just goes on, and this is the calendar section. And let's see, we'll go flip through because that's the first section of the planner. So I do have right now all 12 months in here. I am thinking though, after this video is over, I'll probably pull out the second 6 months, so July through December, just because as you can see, although I can flip the pages, it is a little bit tight. So I think if I take out the 6 months of inserts here, that might be all I need to do to just make sure that I have smooth sailing for the rest of the year. Now, the next section of the planner that is all part of the master planner, if you guys are familiar, is the project section, important projects. So this is the year on 2 pages project overview, which is where I will list out all of my projects that I want to work on and plan them out by month and quarter and what, part of the year. And this is basically my project management system. Now, we're not going to be filling this in today because this is, number one, I haven't worked out all of my plans yet. I'm going to be doing that with the folks who sign up for the New Year's goal setting workshop. So if you haven't set up to that yet, I have a link down below where you can sign up, and I do have a coupon code, you guys, in the description. So if you'd like to get 20% off anything in the shop for being here today, go ahead and use that. But yes, we will be filling out project planning things with the goal setting workshop because right now I don't have everything planned out yet. So we're not going to be able to do that today, but this whole section is project plans with notes. And it's a nice generous section. It's got like 40 spreads. So some people tell me that 40 is way more than they need, and then some people tell me that 40 is not enough. So when you do buy the bundle, you have like an option for refills as well for these so that you can print out as many as you need and customize that section if you'd like to. Then the third section of the planner is my brilliant ideas section that starts with my brain dump. So this is my brain dump and organize and act spread. This is where on a monthly basis, usually I will really every month I like to do it, but sometimes I do it more than once in a month. I will come and do a brain dump where I will just list out everything that I'm thinking about that I need to plan out. And then I will organize it on this sheet, which is better known as an Eisenhower matrix. That if you've read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you should be familiar with this. It basically helps you organize information by importance and urgency. So when I will list out the things here, like kind of just literally brain dump everything, I can organize it into what things need to be acted on immediately, and then what things can be deferred, what things I can do later, and what things, can just go on like a someday maybe list. So I have 20 of these built into the planner, but again, when you do the digital version of the planner, you have refills, so you can do as many as you want. And then after the brain dump section, we have the brainstorm section. And this is where I like to do a lot of my pre-planning for projects before they get turned into project plans, right? So one of the things that I always think makes the Charmed Life Master Planner so much more unique than a lot of the other systems that are out there on the market is because it really is the place where you can take things from just a raw idea, work through them into plans that you can map out and kind of get a little bit more meat off the bone from them. Then once you have those worked out, you can solidify them into projects that are trackable, and then you can put them into your calendar to actually make sure things get done on schedule. So this is really a section where I like to do a lot of just like pre-planning, working things out. And sometimes depending on the project, I might just map it out on one of these sheets and not even bother turning it into a project plan if it's something really simple. So we're going to kind of put together the skeleton of a few plans in here. I like to do my quarterly business planning in these sheets to kind of have like an overview of my marketing for each quarter for my business. So we're going to set up a little bit of that in a little bit as well. And again, there's 20 pages of that in here. Then we get to the notes section, right? So I just have some, basic note paper in here as well, right? Because you always need to take extra notes, and we are going to be filling in my note paper a little bit, some of this section with some additional information. And if you hear any noises, the boys have come down from upstairs and are wrestling right next to me. So they're going to be running around, it seems. So we are going to be setting up some things here in the note section because I do have a very gratuitous note section here in my planner. And I do that on purpose because I think that there's always extra things, extra lists, extra information that we each need to organize. And usually, standard planners don't have a lot of extra room to do that. So the Charmed Life Master Planner does, and I'll show you how I kind of get this area set up for myself for the new year. And then finally, we get to the final section of the Master Planner is the index, right? So again, one of the things that is unique about this planner, everything is page numbered, and because, paper planners, I've said this before, they're not searchable, right? They're not digital. We can't search for things. I use an index in order to reference where certain information is quickly. So having the page numbers on every page and being able to list out things for certain projects or things like that are very helpful for me. So I have the index here for me to just fill out as I need. Okay, so that is the Charmed Life Master Planner, and that is clearly the bulk of what is in my planner for 2020. But I also have this divided section out here, and you can see I used that black crocodile embossed paper for this. I also decided to add something a little extra in here, which was my High Vibe Bible. Now, if you're not familiar, I have a journal that's called the High Vibe Bible, which is a manifestation journal, and it's something you can purchase on Amazon. And I actually went and had the binding removed. You can do that over at Staples very inexpensively. They can go and just chop the binding off. And I took about a month worth of the planner, the journal. That's a 90-day journal. So it's like 3 months. So I took 1 month out of it and punched it in to the back of the planner. So this is one of the reasons that I decided to go with this gigantic binder, because I realized that I could put my planner and my journal together and I'd have everything in one place and I wouldn't have to have two separate things. So if you guys have never seen the High Vibe Bible, I do have a video about it, but hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can bring it closer, if it looks better. Sometimes this webcam isn't the best. So it is an undated journal where every week I fill out like this weekly spread where you kind of outline the things that you're manifesting and the things that you need to work on. And then every day there are journaling pages for gratitude and a place for you to, what I call, align my thoughts and actions. And then at the end of the week, at the end of 7 days, there is kind of like a weekly little review where you can list out like what manifested for you that week, what your high point of the week was, and what you learned about yourself this week. So this is the journal that I use personally. And yeah, I'm excited that I was actually able to put it in to my binder here so everything is in one place. And I think that's going to be really convenient. Like I said, these aren't inserts per se. These were it was a book that the binding got cut out and I went ahead and punched it and was able to put it in. And of course, as well, these inserts are also slit so I can take them in and out and I can add more later. So just a month, I think, at a time will be fine for me with this journal. So that is the setup. Oh, wait. Oh, forgot one of the most fun things. So this planner this binder, right, came with a notebook thing here, like a tear pad, and I replaced it with this tablet one. Again, it's like the matching tablet to this phone. It came from Walmart a few years ago. I have no clue if these things are still available, but like I said, I bought like way too many of these at the time. And so I'm glad to have a planner again where I can actually put this in and actually use it, because I just like this. You guys know I like tech. I think I like, the way it looks. I think it definitely has a really cute aesthetic. So that is the planner setup itself. Now I'm going to go ahead and check on the comments. Let's see. Oh, someone said the money manifestation class was amazing. I've watched it a few times. Awesome. Yeah, you guys, I did a whole class on money manifestation, and there's a workbook that goes with it if you guys are interested. I hope you will be looking into the monthly tracker because I can't figure that out. Let's see. So let's see. Let's go to the monthly tracker real quick. So basically, this is a really basic chart design where you can literally list out your to-dos, like that are weekly to-dos that maybe have to be reoccurring. And you have the ability here to create your own custom header. So there's 7 columns here that you could technically do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in here and check them off week by week. So week over week. So if you wanted to track like one habit for a month, you could do that here. You would just use like 4 lines. Or what you can do is create like an expense tracker here, right? Where you can list out what the expense is and then how much money it is, like that it's going in or out. And you can track expenses that way. And then you have this column all the way on the left to like check box things off with. So there are a few different ways that you can actually use this. It just depends on what your needs are. And you could actually technically use this to, like you could actually split it in half or like whatever. You could use this to track like multiple different things like expenses and your habits, if you'd like. So there are a few different ways to use this, but hopefully that clarifies it a little bit for you. If anyone's not sure about how to use this page or wants like more in depth about how to use the entire planner, if you do purchase that, not the normal bundle for the master planner, but that starter kit bundle, it comes with the master planning masterclass, which is my whole class that teaches you how to use like the entire planner. So you get that for free with that bundle, as well as a few different odds and ends. And I'll show you guys what else comes in that bundle later. But yeah, that has like example spreads for you to go through. So you can see how like I recommend using all of the different spreads. And then of course, you know, you guys can also use it in different ways as well, because I know people out there figure out ways to use things that I am not even clever enough to think about. So that's what I love about the planner, is that it's so easily customizable. But if you are interested in the planner, I would recommend just buying the whole starter bundle, because you'll get some stickers with that, some journaling cards, you'll get the class, and you'll get the tabs. So it really is a great value if you're interested in having the same planner that I use and have been using for years, right? So this is the basic design that I came up with in 2015, right? You guys, for whoever's been with me that long, you'll remember this is the basic design I've had since 2015. And it's been my ride or die planner. And we've obviously been able to do improvements on it and expand it to different sizes. But yeah, this is what I've been using. And other than minor adjustments throughout the years, this is how I get all my ish done throughout the year. So let's go ahead and start with filling some things in. And what I'm going to do, actually, I don't know, should I come back? Hi, how you guys doing? Let's see, what do I want to do here? I want to see, I did make like a to-do list of like what we're going to talk about in today's video. Okay, so we walked through the setup. Yay, that was the first thing we need to do. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is start filling in some of the spreads. And what we're going to do first is, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me show you guys this first. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. This is everything. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go back to overhead for a second, just so you guys can see, just to talk about that bundle really quickly. Okay. So when you buy the starter kit bundle for the master planner, and you can use the 20% off on this item as well, and it's linked down below, you actually get a few different things bundled together. So you get what I call like the master planner, like starter kit as well in there, which are 3 awesome accessories that really help you to make the most of the planner. So the first thing you get is this set of master planner tabs. So this is a printable sticker set that you print on full sheet sticker label paper, and you can cut it out, and then it makes these beautiful little tabs that you can fold over and stick to your pages, right? So this is the first thing that you get, or you can buy this individually in my shop. But if you want the planner, you want the whole shebang, you might as well buy the entire starter kit, because like I said, amazing value. So it comes with the tabs. It comes with my set of 2020 journaling cards. So these are my little monthly journaling cards. And here's, you can see all 3. I just have like print, oh geez, let me push that on there. I have just like a printout so you can see the basic designs, how they come, and then you just cut them out. You print them on to cardstock, but here you can see I've got mine here, right? And these are just little calendars that are great to throw in your planner or in your wallet, whatever you want to do. It just is that little mini calendar that you can just have and kind of move through your planner as you like, or some people like to use it to like track, you know, events or little things like a no spend, something like that, where you can literally just like tick off the days of the month and go through that. But you get this whole set as well, which is, I think, also sold in the shop separately. But again, everything's bundled together to be an amazing value to get you really started with the planner. And then you also get this exclusive sticker set that only comes with the master planner. So this is a sticker set that's like a sampler pack of some of the more iconic stickers that I use. You guys might see me use in my planner. So this is a printable sticker set design. Again, you just print them on full sheet sticker label paper, cut them out. You can use this PDF design as much as you want to your heart's content. So that is also included, as well as that master planning masterclass that literally is a whole class devoted to teaching you how to use the planner and how to walk through my functional planning process. So would highly recommend the bundle for that reason. Now, let's see. I want to go in and do what we're going to do next is let me show you the freebie that we have. And what we're going to be starting with here. Oh, there we go. For laying out. Well, should I do it in here? I might do it in here. Okay. So the freebie is listed down below. But if you guys are familiar with me, you know that one of the things I love to do is there are certain like astrological events that I like to track in my planner. So I like to track the full moon and the new moon. And I promise this isn't like just for like woo-woo reasons. There's like legitimate like feminine health reasons why I track all of these things. And then I also like to know about the retrogrades. You know, if you've ever heard about Mercury retrograde, there's more than just Mercury retrograde, by the way. I have that listed out. So if you guys would like this astrological planning sheet, it is a freebie. I have it listed down below. It's with my monthly freebie download. So if you guys have that file, if you've already signed up for it, you can just go in and get that new one. Let's see. I feel like you can't see. Oh no, you're not gonna be able to see it from far away. But that's just like this sheet. So I'm gonna use this right now because I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this tracker. And then I also have something else we have to do after I fill in the tracker. So we'll go back into the overhead in a second. Let me just pull this here. What am I going to do? Put this here? Can I put him here? Okay, good. I'll go back to overhead. And I'm going to use this sheet and I'm going to take the pen. Oh, also I didn't mention my pen. I've talked about this pen before. This is just like a plain black like ballpoint pen from U Brands. It's from Target. So I bought this in like a pack from Target. I really like it. It's nice and heavy duty and it's matte black and it's just everything about my aesthetic. So what I'm going to do right now is go in and on this yearly tracker, I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of the moons and retrogrades and things that I like to keep track of. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'll also answer some questions for you guys. Let's see. Dolls for M. Oh, what have I done? Oh. I can't keep you there, I guess, friend. Is asking, can you remove the cover from, I'm assuming that means planners, if you've bought the covered version. So if you bought the bound version, you can go have it, you can have the binding cut off and you can, you can have the binding cut off and it's turned into like loose things without having to like do the printing and cutting. But I will say that I do think it's just, if you do want to do that, if you want like loose inserts, you might as well just print them, like buy the PDFs and print them because the value is much better. You get all three sizes of the planner, not just one. And you know, the thing I always love about print on demand planners is that you can print more if you need to. Like if I took this coffee, right, and poured it by accident on my planner, I can reprint the section that I need, right? So that's definitely one of the best reasons I would recommend to get the PDF version if you want to put it into a ring bound or into a disc bound or any other, you know, sort of binding. You know, there is let me see, I do have my planner here. So there is a bound version of the master planner, right? So you can have this binding cut off at Staples. It's like a couple of bucks and you can turn it into loose inserts. I also have a video where I actually deconstructed one of these like very easily with just like a craft knife. But like I said, if you're going to put it into a binder, you might as well purchase the inserts that are print on demand because it's a much better value. Like if something happened and you had to reprint inserts, like you'd have to, you know, buy a whole another planner. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, right? With the planners that are, you know, already bound and things like that. So let's go ahead in and fill in this information. So I hope that answers the question, dolls for M. Oh, here is a good question. Essie says, will the High Vibe Bible or the journal be available for download on your website? You live in a place where Amazon doesn't deliver. I've thought about it, but I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do that. So, I mean, I might do that. shoot me an email. Shoot me an email and we'll see if I can go ahead and like get that done for you. I don't know if I'll make it like widely available necessarily immediately, but I do like the idea of the journal being like its own journal, but I can totally see where people would want inserts too. But the, you know, for the print on demand. So definitely that's something I can definitely consider. Let's see. And LG says, yes, the starter kit has videos and it's useful. So yeah, I would definitely, again, if you are going to purchase the master planner, buy that starter kit bundle because everything is in it and it is a tremendous value. Plus you have the 20% off. Don't forget the 20% off coupon. Let me see if I can pull that up. I have like a little thing just so you guys know about that. There you go. You can use the code 2020plan for 20% off your order at the Charm Shop. So anything that is regularly priced in the Charm Shop, take 20% off. So everything I've listed below is included. Now, okay, gonna go in here and do my full moon, new moon thing. So January 10th, we've got a full moon in Cancer. And then January 24th, the new moon. And so for me, when I do these, my icons, my new moon is just like a dot that's filled in. And then the full moon is just an open dot. February 9th, open. Actually, let me just do all the full moons and then go in and do the new moon so I don't get confused. March 9th. April 7th. June 5th. Oh, wait. No, April 7th, May 7th. Okay, that was wrong. June 5th. July 5th. And these dates on here, the time, like the dates are based on like Eastern Standard Time. So I know if you're like in a different time zone, they might be like a day off. August 3rd, September 2nd, October 1st, November 30th. And December 29th. Okay. And then the new moons, February 23rd, March 24th, April 22nd, May 22nd, June 21st, July 20th, August 18th, September 17th, October 16th. And I'm going to do a video, you guys, in the new year about why I do this, because it actually is I think it's important for women to have these, for like female health, to have this tracked. And I'll go into depth with that in a video because it's a little bit much to discuss right now. Okay, and then I'll do the Mercury retrogrades. So February 16th through March 9th. Haha, it's not over my birthday. And I'll just draw my little Mercury symbol and the retrograde. And then I do a little arrow. And then March 9th. Okay. Then June 17th to July 12th. And October 13th through November 3rd. Okay. And then the other ones, let's see, I'll put Venus in. That one's probably important. May 13th. Through June 24th. Okay. The rest of them I'm not too concerned about. I just like to have them listed out. Okay. So we're doing that right now. Okay. Now you guys, I have something really fun to show you that is new in the shop as well. And that goes along in this vein. I put together a whole, well, I did this last year for myself, but I didn't put it in the shop, but I created an astrological planning sticker set. So I have a whole sticker set now for doing this in your planner, because not only do I have it listed, like to have it listed on my trackers, but I like to have it on like my monthlies and my weeklies as well. So we're going to go through real quickly, and I'm going to do these stickers. And although these are print on demand stickers, most of my sets come in a PDF form, and it comes with a JPEG. So you'll see as I go through that this was actually cut on my silhouette. So I'm actually able to like to peel the stickers off. So that's why I include the JPEGs. So if anyone has a Cricut or a silhouette, they can just easily go ahead and, you know, if you know how to use your Cricut or your silhouette, you know how to create the cut file. And then you can, you know, basically have a file so that you can have it cut for you as well. So I'll just walk you through like what's on here. So I have some labels for full and new moon. That'll go in my weekly. I've got some individual full and new moons. And then I have some words here for planets. So for different planetary movement, I can put those in my planner as well. And then on this side, I have what are the astrological symbols, or not symbols, but the names. So like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. And then I have on this row, it says eclipses. And then I have some retrogrades, direct, retrograde, direct. So if you are tracking those sorts of things, and you'll see as I put these in, I will go through and I will put like full moon in Aries, you know, new moon in Leo or something like that. So I basically am able to build my own sort of like sticker thing for it. So January's full moon, which I'll use this little guy, is on the 10th. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him in there. And then the new moon is on the 24th. Then what we'll do is we'll pop in over to June 10th. And I will put the full moon in Cancer on the 10th. And these fit like perfectly in my little columns. And that was Cancer, right? Yeah. So we have full moon in Cancer. So you can see here, I can just like build my own little astrological tracker. I love it. That is also an eclipse. I'll put it underneath. Okay. New moon on the 24th. So we're basically just going to go through this. And if anyone has questions as we do this, Cecilia said, can you make the tabs in a PNG so we can use the digital cutter like the Cricut? I think they already are too. I think I have a PNG in there, Cecilia. Not a PNG, I'm sorry. A JPEG. It's a JPEG, not a PNG. New moon, 24th. This new moon is in Aquarius. I'll go to February. I can't zoom in anymore. Like, let's see what I can do here. I can maybe, I don't know, the quality might mess up like that. It's just literally going to crop it. So I don't know if that like actually does anything better. Okay, where are we going? Full moon, February 9th. New moon is February 23rd. February 23rd. Okay. I wish I had some music or something I could play for you guys. But if you guys want to ask me questions or anything like that, I'm definitely here. And if anyone has questions about the planner or anything like that, I'm more than happy to answer those as well. Now we go to March 9th. And March 24th. So what other planners are you guys using? Full moon. Okay, the 9th of March is full moon in Virgo. March 24th. And does anyone else like track astrological stuff, or is it just me in their planners? I'm sure other people do. I know I've gotten comments before. So new moon in Aries. Let's see. Where's March? April 7th. Oh, so Rachel said, I'm so curious about your reasoning for tracking the moon. So I'll give you guys a little bit, since we don't have much to talk about right now. I guess we could just go ahead and chat about this. Let me get this April 7th down. So like I said, I'll do a whole video on this to give you guys a little bit more like context, but there's been like research that's been done, and this is like stuff I feel like humans have known about for like not centuries, but like, you know, like, yeah, throughout the centuries, humans have known that a woman's fertility, like her cycle, is in line with the phases of the moon. So what they've been able to figure, like actually scientists have actually been able to like study this and like record this, that the ideally a woman should bleed with the full moon, which is a period where there should be more light in the sky at night. And then she becomes, if she does bleed with the full moon, then she becomes more fertile, we'll say, to, you know, she's more fertile at the time of the new moon, okay, where there's less light in the sky, theoretically, right? Because the moon is new, it's dark, right? So there's less light. Because humans and, you know, women and their cycles, humans are like photosynthesis. We're photosensitive, right? So, you know, now we live in houses and things like that with like modern amenities and lights that we can use all the time. But if you guys have been following me for a long time, you may know that I'm like a stickler for like not really using overhead lighting in the evenings, like beyond like little lights and lamps, because I want to mimic like the actual cycles of how the moon will actually reflect on the amount of light that should be hitting my body, right? And I've actually been able to get myself on a regular schedule. This is like TMI, I'm sorry for any gentlemen who might be watching, but I've been able to get myself to move naturally onto this cycle where I bleed with the full moon, and theoretically I am more fertile now during the period of the new moon when there's less light. That's when women are most likely to actually increase their fertility, and it has to do with the way the light interacts with our bodies and releases hormones. Same thing if you guys are familiar, not same, but like melatonin production amps up in darkness. So that's one of the reasons why, another reason why I don't use lights in my house in the evenings. Obviously right now I'm like fully lit up and have extra lighting because of this event, but where are we? Now I've lost myself. April, yeah, we did April, so we're going to 7 full moon. So that is it. And I'd love to do a video and like explain a little bit more on like all of the, you know, like the science about it and how, we had it right, I'm sure like years and years ago, but now we have so many modern amenities that people, I just feel like women are further away from understanding the natural rhythms of their bodies now. So I'm very much into like trying to get realigned with that for like optimal health. And since I've started doing things like this, I've noticed that like I sleep so much better and my body naturally wakes up like very early in the morning, which is great. Like I always wake up between like 4 and 5 on my own, and I do a meditation, which is another thing that has to do with like, a little bit to do with the light and dark, with the cycles of waking up very early in the morning. It's just very helpful. Even though I don't start my day necessarily that early, I will get up to do a meditation. That's like very important to me. So yeah, I hope that's like a little bit of an explanation, so you don't have to like be waiting for weeks, but I do want to talk about that a little bit more. New moon in Taurus. So what do you guys think about that sort of stuff? Someone said it's a truly organized person who can sync their cycles with the moon. Well, this is the thing though, LB, is that was the way it was. Well, we could even say maybe like 100 years ago that women were naturally more in sync with the moon cycles. And it literally, like science has been able to show now that when you will get pregnant at a time that is, least amount of light, right? That's like when you're super fertile, and it has to do with the way your body leaves your hormones. So new moon time is theoretically the time that we should be able to be, conceiving, like if you're, of that mindset that you would like to do that. So, but I think that there's a lot of benefits beyond that, even though I'm not actively trying to get pregnant right now. I think that it's really been helpful for me and like overall wellness to be in sync with the natural rhythms of, honestly, like of the planet, of the earth, the way that, females may have been intended to before, the advent of like modern conveniences and things like that. So May 7th is the full moon. This is totally slowing me down talking, but probably way more interesting for you guys. May 22nd. Gary says, is the You Got This goal setting and planning workbook available without the video? No, the video comes with it. So it's just like the introduction to it. So it's not like, it's not like you're going to save money not getting the video. It comes with it. Does that make sense? But if you're interested in the goal setting workbook, use the 20% off coupon. It will work on the You Got This workbook as well. Did we do May 7th already? No. Full moon. So yeah, all of this moon stuff and light and stuff like that, it all has to do with just like a subject of research that I've been looking into a lot, is the way the human body is very much like sensitive to light. And I think that, like personally, I believe that us using a lot of like unnatural lighting sources and things like that really throw off our hormonal like system, in ways that I don't even think like science like fully understands it yet, but I think like more and more, I like find more and more studies where it seems to be that they're starting to kind of see that like our, the fact that we are photosensitive, that we're sensitive to light, it really is affecting more parts of our body than, we're traditionally like led to believe, or that you might think, right? And Gemini. Yeah. And so what does this all have to do with planning? I mean, it's nice to, you have to be tracking things in order to really understand what's going on, obviously, right? So it's good to have things tracked out, in my opinion. If it's something important to you, you should always track it. June 5th. And then we have June 21st. Oh, so Marla says, there's no way I could ever sync my cycle. Why is that, Marla? Like, do you absolutely like have to live in light? I mean, if you're obviously not of, if you're not, well, see, I don't want to say that it's just for women who are like interested in like childbearing, because I do think that overall there is like a wellness aspect to this as well. I'm not a doctor, obviously, not a scientist, but I just feel like that's what kind of the science is kind of showing right now. Is there's like a general wellness aspect to it. June 5th, Sagittarius. But for me, it's just really been a matter of really just limiting the amount of light that's like in my house that's like bright overhead lighting. That's it. Like if it's not daytime, I don't like to use lights. Full moon Sag. We already said that. Come on. Focus, Lex. And so I think if you like, it depends like obviously on the lighting in your home, and it doesn't, if you're cooking like at night, obviously, you put the lights on in your kitchen, but like when I'm watching TV, all the lights are off usually. And like, even if I'm working at my office, I just have little lamps, like little lamps going instead of having like full blown lights on all the time. June 5th, June 21st. Oh, okay, Marla, so you have endometriosis. Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously, it could still be worth maybe looking into that too, like these studies, because who knows if the light is caused. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if the light is causing us to have a certain hormonal cycle, if you have something that's related to your hormones being, being off, right? So something that's not considered like the ideal, then who knows if it has to do with light? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing is, do they know what causes endometriosis? Really? Like they have ways of treating it, obviously, but is it like an overstimulation of light? Is there something like that that's off in your hormonal body? That's the sort of stuff that like I get really into looking up, and learning more about that sort of stuff. So let's see, where am I? I'm like totally lost again. June 20 something, June 21st in Cancer. I don't know if anyone's ever talking about, I feel weird like we're just sitting here talking about cycles, but oh shoot, June 5th was another eclipse and I missed that. I remember when I was younger, like, when you first start having this happen to you as a girl, one of the things they used to always say was like, if you had an irregular cycle, that you should sniff the armpits of a woman who had a normal cycle, and by smelling her hormones, it triggered your hormones to release. And that's one of the reasons why women who live together in a home, or like, in college, right, like roommates and dorm mates and things like that, they would tend to end up syncing their cycles because you sense the hormones of the stronger hormones will basically lead the pack. June 21st is another eclipse. Okay. So there's all that interesting information. And again, I think like whether or not you're trying to conceive or anything is kind of beyond that, because I think that, as women, our hormones, whether or not you're trying to, do that or not, your hormones are still really important. Like it still is a major aspect of your like overall wellness. July 20th. Five and 25. Full moon, July 5th in Capricorn, and there's an eclipse. As you guys know, I'm like not usually like the biggest sticker person, but I love filling in these stickers like this. It's like so soothing. July 5th to July 20th. Oh, so Edie says the NIH did studies connecting artificial light to weight. So what was the study? Like what were the conclusions that like if you have if you are exposed to a lot of light, you are heavier, lighter? Into the 20th. Cancer. August. So Susie asked, where in the planner do you write your goals? So I actually will formally write my goals out in like different worksheets that are included. If you're someone who's joining the New Year's goal setting workshop, you'll see like my goal, the actual like goals themselves. I have worksheets for those. But then my goals get turned into plans, project plans, and then they're put into this project tracker. So that's ostensibly where the realistic portion of the goals go. August, let's see, 3rd and 4th, okay. And August 18th. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking I'm gonna have to do like another cut of this video where we're not just filling in things, right? So people don't have to sit through this sort of stuff. Ugh, and we're already an hour in. I'm not even done with my stickers. It's okay. We'll just chill for a little bit and keep doing this. It's fun. August 18th. Okay. And then we're going to have August 3rd. So Edie says the human body naturally adjusts to light from the sun. So like if you are getting more sunlight, you're more of a healthy weight, Edie? Or like is the body weight supposed to be lower or higher? Or did it have nothing to... Well, no, you said it had something to do with weight, so... And I'm sorry if I've missed that comment, answering that. Full moon in Aquarius. August 18th. In Leo. September 2nd. And then September 17th. It's full moon in Pisces. Right? LB says, I love my moon calendar app on my phone. You add important notes to my calendar as well. So, what do you track with your moon calendar, LB? Or do you just like like just a general interest, or is there a reason? I always like to know what other people's reasons are for doing things that I do. Okay, September. That was September. Okay, now we go to October. And hello to everyone who has popped on. We are deep in filling out our astrological calendars right now. Or at least I am. 16th. Oh, you know what? Wait, do I have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you do. You're going to have enough. 16 and 31st, of course. Okay, there's 3 in October. There's 3 moons in October, you guys. So October 31st is a blue moon. Whew. Once in a blue moon. Blue moon is a second full moon in a month. Full moon in Aries. Then we've got October 16th. Oh, so Edie says that with the light thing, you're heavier when using man-made lights, and we should be sleeping instead of eating. No nighttime snacking, more intimacy. Interesting. See, I love this stuff, Edie. I'm going to go and add this to my to research pile for sure. But yeah, there's just so many things that actually, like so many health things that actually correlate to light. And something, you know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you may know that something I don't talk about like tremendously, because I know that for some people it can be a little triggering, but I will occasionally go to a tanning salon, right? To get like a nice strong burst of light if I'm not going outside a lot. And I know really there's no substitute for the sun, but the UV rays still have like the same effect on your body to give you like that, just like that boost for your vitamin D3 conversion. So, you know, in some places where you don't have like a lot of light, or you're in like more northern areas during the winter, you know, let's say with light therapy and things like that are very, can be very helpful to like maintaining your just like body's natural rhythm and like preventing things like, you know, seasonal depression and things like that. November 15th, there's a new one. Oh, an LB, sorry. Oh, LB says she uses the full moon tracker, the tracker to track the full moon dates. It's a good reminder to set new intentions, and also a good day to get your hair trimmed. Very true. Yeah. It's good when you can like correlate things that are like already happening to like, okay, I always get my hair done at the full moon. Very convenient, because you know it's going to be 4 weeks on the dot. 15 and then the 30th. Mm-hmm. New moon in Scorpio. So I'm glad to see that so many of you guys are like interested in these sorts of topics, because actually, you know, I haven't really talked about this a lot, but I'm planning to like integrate more of these sort of topics in my channel in the new year, because it really is something that I'm like so passionate about. So it's good to know that you guys are also open to it as well. It'll make it less awkward when I make the videos. 15 19th, and then the 29th. Did I miss one? No, probably not. There's going to be one in here. Let me move over. 30th, here we go. What was the 30th? Full moon. In Gemini, and it's an eclipse. Then 5th, 14th. Oh, gonna make sure I'm pulling down here. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this is great. So wait, LG says, cutting your hair on the waning moon makes it grow lush and faster. Okay, I'm totally growing in the crescent. Wait, lush and faster growing hair in the crescent moon. So we're going to cut our hair during a waning moon to make it grow. That's awesome. Probably really works, honestly. Susie says, I think it's very interesting. My mom and I also, oh, here we go. I'll just put it on here. Believe even though we're in menopause that the moon affects our hormones still. Yeah, and it's you know, it's not necessarily the moon, right? But it's like the amount of light we're getting through that sort of like natural circadian cycle, I guess, of like the light that should be hitting the earth theoretically, you know, depending on where you're located on the planet, you know. So absolutely. You know, it's not like I believe that the moon is like overpowering us or something, but it is that, you know, there's less light at night during a new moon because the moon is sort of covered, and then there's more light at night during a full moon because the moon is full. And these are just sort of things that we've kind of gotten out of really truly understanding their effects. Oops, wrong one. Because for, you know, about the last 100 years, we've had, you know, light bulbs. Thanks, Thomas Edison. Wait, was that Edison to light bulbs? Yeah, right? I think so. And that's an eclipse. Or is it Tesla? I don't know. I never remember. I think it's Thomas Edison. Or did he do the phone? I don't know. Can't remember. Too many things to remember. 29th, full moon. And Cancer. Woohoo! Made it to the end of the astrological planning. Okay, I'm going to save the retrogrades and things for later because this is just starting to get really long here. So I think the next thing I want to go ahead and show you guys, I guess, is let's go ahead and go into the brainstorm section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put in my like my quarterly marketing business plans or whatever. I'm just going to do an outline for it. So Q1 business plan. I just sort of outline these pages because then what happens is throughout the year, when I have ideas, like before I actually go and do the business planning, when it's the applicable time, I'll like put notes on sticky notes and drop them on these pages. So I just like having like pages already set aside for it, if that makes sense. And if you guys have ever seen I did a quarterly business planning video. If you want to see like how I do that and use this spread in depth, definitely check that out. And then, okay, we'll go to notes. So the last thing I think we should look into, let me see, what else do I need to write down here? Okay. So I like to also dedicate a few pages in this note section to different aspects of my life that I just like to have kind of laid out here, like I said. So the first spread, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put something that I like to do. Oh, this is where I wanted to put, this is where I wanted to use like some of my, oh, I like this washi tape and stuff. So I wanted to decorate a little bit, just a little bit. Just gonna put this down here. Oh, and I'm not the best decorator, you guys. I just got some washi, and I'm just laying down some washi, and that's that. Oh, you know what would be smart, Lex? Take it out of here. Duh. This is why I did this. Take it out, lay it down, makes it easier. Okay, hold on. Let me take this because I feel like this is a little dirty now. I just think for some of these pages, it's nice to have them look a little fancy, you know? Just gonna line this up with this line. There we go. These are my zebras. I like zebras. Take that and just pull that off. Perfect. Okay. This page I'm going to do is what I call my ideal day. And this is something where I will list out like an actual like hourly schedule and basically outline what my ideal day would be, like literally hour by hour. And it doesn't mean I'm going to like stick to it like exactly per se, but it helps me to create like an overall routine to flow for the year, basically. And then on the other side, do I want to use the same? Yeah, I do. Which line are we on here? The second one. Okay. Not the best with the washi tape. Okay. Now this side of this spread is going to be my routines. So I like to just define out some routines for myself. Like I usually do a daily, weekly, a monthly, and then like a quarterly routine. So I will be able to outline those routines in here when the time comes. And honestly, like this is stuff that I'm going to have to wait until I've done my goal setting, honestly, to do, because that's like my general process is I start from what my goals are for the year, and then I will work backwards into creating like projects and identifying like routines and things like that that will help me to bring my goals into fruition. So that's that. Next, I want to do, as I always do, this next one is going to be books. So sometimes I track books in my projects, right? Because usually I always have a goal of reading a certain amount of books a year. But I actually feel like I've spent like the last 2 years reading way too much. Not to say that you could ever read way too much, but I just feel like I've been doing like a lot of research, a lot of reading, and I feel like I need to like let up a little bit and actually start doing something with like the knowledge that I'm, procuring for myself through these books. And again, that all has to do, with what I said before, like I'm going to start adding new sorts of topics and content to my channel next year that are going to be way more into this whole, like, I mean, not woo-woo. I wouldn't call this woo-woo. I consider this like metaphysics and, I don't know, like living your best life and just things that like are little known facts or things that people we just don't know about anymore. So it's like kind of like unconventional success tips, basically, I guess. Did I do this on the wrong line? No, I didn't. Okay. So books to read. Okay, that's gonna go there. My ideal day, books to read. What else do I need to do in here? Oh, blog ideas and stuff like that. Okay. Let's do that with this one. Be cute. Oh, jeez Louise. Come on. Wait, what did I do? Did I? Oh, I can put that. Okay. I do not know how people do it, like making videos about decorating their planner, because this is like the hardest thing in the world for me to do. And all I'm doing is adding washi tape as a header to some pages. Like, I like to think of myself as creatively minded, but oh geez Louise, that guy's messed up. It's okay. I'll just let him sit there and I'll cut him off another day. Where's your other friend? Where's your other side here? Oh, geez, I did a number on you, friend. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to use another one because I may have messed that one up. I'll use you. Oh, that was easier, Lex. Okay, I think I found a new method for that for me. New method for me, madness. Okay, so this is going to be, I'm going to call this one blog/content ideas. And I'll call this one like video ideas. Okay. Okay, I'll have to fix that another day. I have to get the scissors out for that. What else do I need to track? I think that might be, that's actually probably it for what I need to put in right now. And then I'll just start populating this stuff. Like I said, next week starts, next week I start doing the live goal setting workshops, the New Year's goal setting workshops. So once I've done those, basically once I start those, I'll have my goals before the first, or by the first one, right? And then I can start like breaking them down into projects and then actually like going in and populating a lot of these lists. But here, let me go back in and just do a little walk. Let's do a little walkthrough real quick so you can see what I did here. So my ideal day, my routines. And like I said, this routine thing will be a daily, a weekly, a monthly, and a quarterly. And then books to read will be listed here. Blog content ideas, and then like video ideas, right? And that'll be a place where I can just populate all of my ideas. So yeah. Something I might, okay, I'm not going to put it in here, but something that I could possibly put in here would be like my meal planning, like templates that I sometimes use. Like I'll meal plan and I'll put them on the notepads or the note pages, but I use the master meal planner, like my master meal planner book for that, so I probably won't be putting it inside of this planner. But I am excited that it has my calendar and my journal in it. And like I said, let's just go ahead. I'm just going to take out right now. I'm just going to take out July through December because honestly, it's just like too thick right now. Like it all fits, but I feel like it's a little too thick. Like it's a little bit troublesome to work through the pages. Okay, now you're coming out. That's all. Okay, so now I have more room to actually flip, right? Let's see. A little better, a little better. Okay, so that's my planner, you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said before, if you are interested in the master planner, I just recommend getting the starter bundle that has everything you need to like get started and has like basically the outline like that we showed today, right? So I've got like the tabs in there. We've got the stickers. We've got some journaling cards. So you really have like, and you have the class, the master planning master class that actually teaches you how to use the planner. And there's even like a planner setup video in there in a disc bound. So there's a lot of different resources that are there in the master planning masterclass, and you might as well just get it all bundled together. Like I said, there's that coupon code for 20% off of your order. So I would definitely make use of that. I'm going to leave this up probably for the rest of the year. So if you guys are watching this video and it's not 2020 yet, you probably can still use the code. So definitely give it a try if you're interested in the master planner. Like I said, this has been my planner for 5 years. So there must be something to it. And it's not just because it's mine, because I would have just changed it if I didn't like it. So yeah, I'm excited. I am really happy about the way this came out. I love this binder. Like I said, this is from Kiki K. Hopefully they're still available. But I've done a video on this earlier in the fall. So you guys did get a chance to check it out at that time. But yeah, I'm really excited to start the new year and get planning. And if you are interested in doing goal setting with me, absolutely make sure to check out that New Year's goal setting workshop because coupon code applies to it as well. So we start next week. I think next Wednesday is the first live class, and there are 3 live classes that you can go. You can go to any of the live classes, and then once the live classes are over with Q&A and everything like that, I will have a replay available to you through the month of January with basically like all of the bits of the 3 classes put together, so that you're getting like one whole full experience with like all the Q&A and all the best bits put into one video. So yeah, you'll be able to get your goal setting done with me and with your fellow students, and be able to get your questions answered by me and see like exactly how I lay all of my things out. So I think that's going to be a good time, and I hope many of you are able to join me for that. So let's see. Oh, Erica is joining me from a plane. Wow, and a Wi-Fi on the plane. See, Edison gave us the light bulb and Alexander Graham Bell gave us the phone. There you go. I knew I was close, right? I think that's what I said, right? Oh, let's see. Edie asked, do I sell the Brainstorm Project Bundle? I do. In my shop, if you have your own calendar or inserts that you like to use and you want my project planning and brilliant ideas sections, they are available on the shop under the Build Your Own Planner sections. So there's an area under tools that says Build Your Own Planner, and that'll have the individual sections. I don't sell the calendar by itself. It only comes all together with the calendar, but you can buy the project planning bundle and the brilliant ideas bundle. So excellent question. And that's all part of the, I think everything there should be on your, the 20% off coupon, as long as it's full price, not on sale already. Oh, here's another good question. Karen asks, how much time do you slot for weekly, monthly, or quarterly planning? So on a weekly basis, like once I have my project planning and everything done for like the year, right? And I've got all of my tasks and everything just like preloaded into here. on a weekly basis, it really only takes me like 15 to 30 minutes to do my planning. It could be even quicker depending on what that is. And I usually do that on like a Sunday afternoon or Sunday night, sometimes Saturday, depending on like what's going on for the weekend. So it really doesn't take very long at all for me. I will say monthly probably takes maybe like a good 30 minutes because part of my routine, and all of this, by the way, if you guys want like exactly what I do, the master planning masterclass, I outline everything that I do weekly, monthly, quarterly, etc. So that's all laid out for you in the master planning masterclass. But monthly is probably a little longer because I do the brain dump, and that will also be when I might be doing some like more like brainstorming sorts of things as well, depending on like what I have to work on. And if there's any projects that are new, like I won't necessarily need to like outline every project for the full year, but I like to make sure it's done like on a monthly or quarterly basis. So like it's for the month that it applies to, I make sure that it's there, you know what I mean? Or ideally it would be better for quarterly. So the shorter term that we're looking at, usually it's a little bit quicker for me, like a quarterly planning session for me, especially with like my business aspects in there, because I'll also do, my marketing calendar and things like that for the quarter. That could be like an hour, you know what I mean? So I don't want to like make you guys think though that like you need to be taking a certain amount of time. Take whatever time you need, right? Because each one of us has a different life and has different responsibilities and priorities. And so what you might be planning in your planner might be different than like what I'm planning, right? So, and also for me, part of my weekly planning is also like not done in my planner. Like I said, it's done in the master meal planner. I'll do my weekly meal plan too. So like that's also part of it, So just depending on what your week is like, what your months are like what your priorities are all about, don't feel like you have to do things in a certain amount of time. But I definitely try to just get things done as quickly as possible, right? And I'm not always like super methodical about my planning. Sometimes it's just like, just throw it in there and like we'll work it out as we go. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that I have a general idea of what I'm supposed to be working on, what I need, maybe places I need to be, people I need to be talking to, and like what goals I need to be, not goals, but we'll say like what objectives need to be reached in order for me to be making progress on goals, right? So don't overthink about it. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple and don't worry so much about timing. But obviously you want to have that time actually scheduled out in your planner, and maybe like an alarm and things like that if you're someone who's still getting used to planning, because that sort of routine is a little bit can be a little difficult to get into. But for me, it all just is kind of like at this point like a little bit like second nature, you know what I mean? Like I just go to my planner, I know what I need to do, and because of the way the master planner is set up, there's usually all I'm doing is collecting information from other areas and putting it in a list for the current week or the current month. You know what I mean? So, great question, Karen. Let's see. And that's, someone was saying too, heading over to look, and I guess maybe at like the shop, been thinking about a 6-ring planner. Again, the master planner is more than just a 6-ring planner. Like obviously you get the inserts and you can put them in a 6-ring binder, but you can also put them in a disc bound, right? So it's not like you have to, like here's a whole disc bound planner. So this is actually the version of the master planner. This is a complete master planner for 2020 that is in a disc bound system, right? So it's literally this that was in here, just with disc bound instead. So, you guys know that I've used disc bound in the past as my planner, binding system of choice. I absolutely love it as well. But this year I just chose to go with the 6-ring because I realized that it gave me like a lot of space, and just like I like the idea of having everything zipped up. So, but this is still an awesome option as well. And that's the great thing about when you get the master planner, the digital edition, right? Because you can print it on demand. And let's say you start the year in a 6-ring binder, but then you're like, oh, now I've discovered disc bound planning, right? And you're like all about the Levenger or this is ARC, right? And there's a lot of different disc bound systems, but you could go ahead and turn around and put it into a different system. You could print out what you need for the period of time, and you're good to go. You can change your system. So that's one of the things I love about the print on demand planner too, right? So You always have enough, and you have all three sizes of the planner. So if you start out with one and you're like, you know what, I think a different size would work for me, awesome. If you're someone who like needs to have more than one planner for whatever reason, like maybe you want one for work and one for personal, awesome. Go ahead and do it. You have as many planners as you need for the entire year. You've got enough variation, and you've got the tried and true master planner system, which is that core three sections with the calendar system, with the project management, and with the brilliant ideas. So you can literally take your plans from inception, just an idea, just like a to-do, right, that you thought of, to actually being completely done. So you can work that all out with you need nothing else but the master planner to do it. So yeah, I'm so glad I was able to spend this time with you guys today. Obviously, we went a little longer than we thought. Like literally, I'm past my bedtime, and I still have to go watch The Mandalorian as well because I didn't watch that. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys have any other questions, or if you're watching the replay and you've got questions, please leave them in the comments and I will do my best to get back to you. Feel free to shoot me an email if you have any other questions. You guys know I'd love to be helpful that way if that helps you as well. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next video, you guys. Bye-bye.